ربوا بنيكم علموهم هذبوا فتياتكم فالعلم خير قوام والعلم مال المعدمين إذا هم خرجوا إلى الدنيا بغير حطام وأخو الجهالة في الحياة كأنه ساع إلى حرب بغير حسام. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is a very short poem, wonderful words, written somewhere in the 60s. And I was born in the 60s and was at that time very inspired by the Egyptian poet Riyad Sambati, Adonis, Palestinian Syrian poet living in Paris, and the legend of the Orient, Kulthum, the singer. I was really inspired to become a poet. And the place to be from Morocco was Baghdad. You can't imagine that nowadays, but that was the center of the Islamic Arab civilization. But something prevented me from doing that. Something very difficult. Poverty. Living in a village on a high mountain, 1,200 meters, in a farmer's family, hard life, and just enough food to survive. Father decided to migrate to the Netherlands. So it was migration that driven me and the family to come to the Netherlands. And it is just in this country, in The Hague, that I met a very important person in my life, my teacher of mathematics and sciences, Mr. Kaptein from Delft. It was the inspirator to me who helped me to discover that I had another talent, mathematics and sciences. And thanks to his work, being a wonderful coach to me, that I finished my study in the 80s as an engineer in telecommunications. And later in the 90s, after having worked a number of years in journalism and being a colleague of Max Westermann for a number of years, I decided in The Hague to become active in social life. Why? Because I realized that complaining from the sideline and writing articles is not sufficient enough to establish social changes. That if you want to do that, you need to take the key in your own hands. For that reason, I decided to become party member of the Labour Party. And for the party, I have been alderman in Amsterdam for a number of years, member of the National Cabinet for 2.5 years, and to end up now as mayor of this wonderful, beautiful international city. Well, this very short introduction learns me, and maybe you, a number of things. One is, poverty is not a permanent condemnation. There is always an escape. Thank you. There is always an escape. It's a hard escape, but you need support. You need Mr. Kaptein. You need a trustee. You need someone who believes in you, who will give you a chance. And that's really important. There is always an escape from poverty, and education is the most important pillar to escape from poverty. The second is that developing young children and giving them a chance to develop their own talents, whether it's to be a poet or in sciences, that can be compared with shaping diamonds. If you shape a diamond in an appropriate way, it starts shining. Investing in young children is therefore the most important pillar for any politician in the world. And I like to say that now, in this very moment, because local governments, national governments, the European governments are tending to cut costs due to the financial and economic crisis. And the most stupid thing governments locally, nationally, or European can do at this very moment is cutting spending in education and talent development. Because investing in talent is investing in our common future. My city, almost 20% of our inhabitants is younger than 25 years. And the Dutch expression is, if you have youth, you have the future. So with these words, I would like to open this TEDx conference wishing you a wonderful day and an inspiring day. And then it's again, ربوا بنيكم علموهم هذبوا فتياتكم فالعلم خير قوام والعلم مال المعدمين إذا هم خرجوا إلى الدنيا بغير حطام وأخو الجهالة في الحياة كأنه ساع إلى حرب